You wouldn't know it by looking at the price of silver right now, but it had a major smackdown earlier, and then something interesting occurred. We'll talk about what that is and why silver is poised to continue to climb. Let's talk about it as we explore. Silver's price is down today. In fact, right now it is down 0.64%, down 30 cents. But that's nothing compared to what happened earlier in the day. Platinum, palladium, and rhodium also took some hits today. Those are times and opportunities that arise whenever the prices take a move down. As much as I did today, you can see examples on your screen right before you. I'm going to tell you what I did at my local coin shop today. But whenever you're shopping around for silver, check out Summit Metals. See if they're right for you. Experience their great customer service by clicking on the link in the description of this video below to see their website, not only for buying precious metals, but also selling if that is what you so desire or need to do. So this has been an amazing ride with silver today, a very emotional one if you're watching the charts very, very closely. Now, for most of us, we like to stack for the long term, and day-to-day moves don't matter quite as much, but I always find it quite fascinating and interesting to see what happens. It's great to follow along to see if you can time the buys, but silver has snapped the 3-day rally here today as the pair failed to consolidate at levels beyond $47 and retreated to a session lows. In fact, that low was about $45.74. In fact, the high was $47.22, so $45.74. That's a $1.48 difference. That's a massive smackdown that we saw earlier in the day. In fact, it happened, usually in overnight, we saw it get smacked down dramatically through the night with heavy volumes of selling, profit taking, and what have you that occurred. And then, as we headed right towards the open, it shot right back up. And then there was another area, right around 10 o'clock this morning, Eastern time, and then it fell back down. And it's kind of been fighting ever since then to now just being down, about the 30 cents here today. Gold, though, has shot up, and I'm going to show you some more things I got here later on, and one of them is a piece of gold that I had on layaway for quite a while at my local coin shop, and it is up $20.30, breaking through here near session highs. The high today for gold was $3,872.50. Folks, that's just less than $30 away from $3,900 gold. Is still $38.55 is where it is right now. Amazing to see gold climb up like it has, but that's what's happening. And so looking at this, see these levels here where the session low for silver today was $45.74. It returned to levels here now above $46. In fact, it's at $46.67. That's still pretty darn good for silver. Most of you in my live stream on Sunday night said we're going to probably see $48 silver by Friday. I tend to agree with that. And precious metals are correcting lower from long-term highs on Tuesdays. Investors remained wary about a potential shutdown of the federal government, but the U.S. dollar sell-off, as seen in previous days, essentially kind of has stalled. But it was lower last time I checked. In fact, I'm going to look at it right now and see where the dollar index is right now, because I think that's crucial to understanding, in part, what's going on with the precious metals space. It is down slightly here, down 0.08. to 97.83, and silver is down, but not by that much. But as everything that goes up must come down, and silver is not different. The technical picture shows a healthy bearish correction in progress, with the 4-hour relative strength index coming down from strongly overbought levels. A reverse trend line, technically, shows resistance is acting in support of the area of the September 29th lows, between $45.90 and $46.10, holding bears for now. Further down, the previous long-term highs at $45.30 and $44.45, according to the September 23rd high, would come into focus. Now, if we look on the upside, immediate resistance lies at $47.15. We did see a break above that overnight. And beyond there, the Fibonacci shows that 161.8% extension of the September 17th through 23rd bullish run. And that would be at $49.15. I don't think we're going to get there, but I would not be surprised if by the end of the week, we still have a few days left, and we know how the previous weeks have gone, more likely we're going to see this bull run be recaptured. Now, I could be wrong on that, but again, a lot of the fundamentals are there. And now I'm going to be referencing another article from Reuters as to why gold has recaptured its losses from earlier today. And we'll get into that, and I'll show you this piece of gold that I got. Now, gold prices on Tuesday rose to near record highs, buoyed by concerns over a looming U.S. government shutdown. As I record this video, no deal has been made there, and likely until midnight. And but J.D. Vance had put out a statement saying that he doesn't see any progress being made, and the sides are too far apart, and likely it's going to head into a shutdown. Soft jobs data bolstered expectations of the Federal Reserve rate cuts, and that also is something that is going to be bullish for gold and silver. Now, U.S. gold futures for December has settled about 0.5% higher, and that is also looking good for gold. Gold is showing remarkable resilience again, effortlessly clawing back early losses after uninspiring U.S. JOLTS data that won't stand in the way of another rate cut in a month's time, according to Tai Wong, an independent metals trader. It's already well above 90%. Last time we checked here, looming U.S. government partial shutdown adds to the uncertainty and adds to the course of buy gold. U.S. job openings increased marginally in August, while hiring declined, consistent with softer labor market conditions that could allow the Fed to cut interest rates again next month. Now, traders are currently pricing in a 97% chance of an interest rate cut at the Federal Reserve's October meeting, according to the CME Group's Fed Watch tool. Non-yielding gold tends to thrive during periods of uncertainty and low interest rate environments. Gold has risen 11.5% so far in September, just this 1 month, far outperforming inflation, no question about that. And that's been an amazing thing to see. And, I put on layaway quite a while ago here this little quarter sovereign. Yes, indeed, the tiniest of the sovereign series here from 2022 that I got for, kind of right around spot price by the time I got it out. But nonetheless, a little bit of gold added to the collection and stack. A little tiny piece in its original blister pack here from the Royal Mint. There you have it. I just really kind of like this design. It's a really cool for the Platinum Jubilee for the Queen's reign. Of course, sadly, she passed away in September of that year, 2022. So there it is. So adding that to the stack as we talk a little bit about gold here as well. And I'll show you some more silver that I got here in a moment as well. So the Washington is bracing for a looming shutdown on Tuesday, with Republicans and Democrats still deadlocked and unlikely to strike a deal before the midnight deadline. Any shutdown that lasts for a prolonged period is going to have an adverse effect on economic performance in the United States, and that encourages easing by the Federal Reserve, which would very likely be positive for gold. The U.S. Labor Department said Monday's statistics agency would halt data releases, including Friday's closely watched monthly jobs report, if a partial shutdown occurs. And remember, like I said, only about 17% of the government is shut down. It's not going to have that big of an effect on the economy, but the fear-mongering by the media is another factor that you have to come into play, which is why psychology is so important when understanding these markets and how they move. These two pieces of silver I bought as well, too, for fairly close to spot. 1.25 ounces. Love these pieces here. Pretty cool. By St. Helena, King Charles from 2023 here. Pretty cool. 1.25 ounces. I have a couple of these, but just cool to add something like that to the stack here. It's just regular bullion, but nice to add a little bit more silver to the stack as well. So I'm still buying silver. Still believe in it for sure. and bought it in a little bit of the dip today. Not much of a dip, but hey, I'll take it for what I can. And so that is what's happening there. Now, elsewhere, spot silver, lost 1.1% earlier in the day. Obviously, not nearly as much now. It's down just 0.58%, $46.70. So it's trying to recapture some of these losses as we continue to press on here. But so that is fascinating. Now, the other silver I got is some constitutional silver for right around spot price. They didn't have nearly as much of some of these pieces here, especially the half dollars and dimes, the winged liberty and walking liberty variety. They did not have, but I got 60 cents there, and also some premium dimes here for about 50 cents more than spot price. That's right, per dime. So happy to get those as well. I actually got 4 of those. Nice, high quality, uncirculated winged liberty dimes. Got 4 of these. Just, I don't think you can go wrong with constitutional, honestly. I think it's starting to sell a lot more. And so I'm just like to get a little bit of that. And a little tiny gold I think is good, especially if you can get it for a decent price. And so that's what I did here with this little quarter sovereign. This is only like a 1.9 grams or something like that. And so there it is, a little bit of gold to the stack and some silver to the stack. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Hope you found this video informative, insightful, and educational. Would like to extend a multitude of gratitude to each and every one of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate, share, comment, and subscribe.